Good afternoon. I want to thank you for allowing me to come in and present to you what we think is one of the best rental companies and best rental programs out there available. Over the last 20 years, RSC has spent a good bit of time understanding the needs of our customers and really trying to develop ways to help them manage the rental process more efficiently, more effectively, to reduce cost. In that 20-year period, we've uncovered some pretty common themes around rental and the rental management process. Many of the same ones that we've uncovered when we visited with you folks. Basically what you have is a process only. There's no way to effectively manage rentals. What we want to show you today is some things that we've created that are proprietary to RSC, which will help you, the customer, custom fit a program to take your current process, which is just a process, into something we call a program. So let's look at how we get there. Today, that process involves many different stakeholders. Could be maintenance people, could be accounting, could be purchasing, could be maintenance folks in the turnaround group, could be administrative people. I'm sure you have others as well. All these folks have a stake in the rental process. They may not directly affect the purchasing side, but they may request it, as in the maintenance group. They may not give you the purchase orders, but they're in accounting, and they pay for it. The turnaround group, on occasion, will have many demands that are both long-term, possibly short-term. Capital projects come up. A myriad of different opportunities to not only rent equipment, but to improve the process. All these folks fit into one category that are key stakeholders. The problem is they don't have visibility to what each other's doing. There's no system currently out there that has that ability that's part of a typical system. So what you end up having is a process that's extremely reactive. What we want to do is show you how you bridge the gap from today to this very sort of convoluted process, if you will, to a program that's very process-oriented, customized for you. Basically, building a bridge to the future. How do we get there? Typically, what we see is most folks take the price approach. It's the most visible, it's the easiest to measure, it's the one that you can show pretty much the quickest type of result. The problem is, when you start down the road of price, it only gets you so far across that bridge to the future to ultimately the best rental program. In every case, it falls off into what we call this chasm of reactionary cycle. What does that mean? It means too many people involved, too much equipment being rented, and a process that's way too complex to manage effectively. Once you go down this road, it's a continual cycle, eventually circulating back to the price, because that's the only thing that typically customers have had to go to. It's the only thing that they really could grasp a hold of. What we're saying today to you is that there's a system out there that takes a competitive price, but also eliminates the too much equipment and the too complex process. Wraps them all up together in a system that allows three things. Basically bridging a gap, bridging the gap over to the future. And those three things are, first, visibility. We're going to give you a system that every one of these stakeholders can have visibility into to see what each one is doing throughout the process. We're also going to give you accountability. Because of the fact that each one of these stakeholders has just that, a stake in it, we want to make sure that their part is not only being accounted for correctly, but that it's accounted to and accountable to the other folks in the process. So everybody can see what everybody's doing. It drives a better efficiency, it drives a better process, and ultimately it drives a better price, cost. It lowers cost because it does something we call, through RSC consumption management, if you know that you've got 6 booms on rent and the turnaround group is ordering another one and 2 of them are sitting idle, why would you order the 7th one? What we do with RSC consumption management and total control is give you the visibility and the accountability to reduce dollars. It will get you to the future every time, where price won't get you but a quarter of the way. Actually, it's a fifth of the way, because consumption management is 5 times the lever. So when you look at this reactive, sort of convoluted approach that always ends up in the same cycle to a consumption management process to the future, you're ultimately getting what we call a rental program, custom fit for you. And moving from a reactive, inefficient process to a very efficient rental program, you become now proactive. You're staying ahead of the opportunity rather than always looking in the rearview mirror. Over the last 30 years, Construction Institute did a study, and during that 30-year period, it noted that there was a 200% increase in industrial productivity in the U.S. During that same period of time, construction efficiency declined 20%. What total control and consumption management does is it turns that arrow the other direction and turns 20% of inefficiency into 20% of opportunity. And that's the cost savings you can achieve with RSC consumption management, total control. And the only place you can get it is RSC. Thank you for your time today. I appreciate it.